Today, Monday, July 8th, is World Skin Health Day. The day is a global initiative by the International League of Dermatological Society, ILDS, and the International Society for Dermatology, ISD. It's commemorated with the purpose of educating people about the significance of skin health and encouraging discussions and actions that work towards improving skin health. Since 2013, World Skin Health Day has been taking place across the world to raise awareness of and treat a diverse range of skin conditions. Skin disease is one of the most common human illnesses, and according to the World Health Organization, more than 900 million people are affected by skin diseases around the world at any time. Also, the WHO International Classification of Diseases 11th revision includes more than 2,000 skin or skin-related illnesses. Taking part in World Skin Health Day helps to raise awareness about the wide-ranging impact of skin disease, as well as supporting people needing treatment in their local communities. We will now turn to Senior Lecturer at the College of Medicine, University of Lagos, LASUTH, Dr. Ayesha Akinkugbe, and Consultant Physician Dermatologist and Venereologist at the Lagos State University Teaching Hospital, LASUTH, Dr. Folakemi Cole-Adeife, to discuss the essence of World Skin Health Day and why it's important to maintain a healthy skin. Good afternoon, ladies. Thank you so much for joining us. I must say, on this day, your skin is representing. It's looking like it should.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Of course, it's great to have you. Let's start with you, Dr. Akinkugbe. When it comes to the importance of skin health, what are some of the most popular misconceptions we have in this part of the world?
I would say that people don't realize that there is a dermatologist and there's a doctor that takes care of the skin. And the skin is not just the skin, it's the hair and the nails. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people miss that completely. And so as a result of that, they get poor treatment. They go elsewhere. It could be family, friends, go to the pharmacy, it could be your church, mosque. They go everywhere else but to the doctor. By the time they get to us, particularly for some very rare diseases too, it's really bad. They're coming at, a very late stage. Then there's a lot of things that we do that are bad. We have access to over-the-counter products, and one of them is what we call the triple action creams. Bubushe, You put it on any rash, it's instantly going to get better because it has a steroid component. But unfortunately, it's very potent and it has side effects. And of course, it's like giving a kid a car to drive. It's going to go haywire, and that's usually what happens. A lot of misconceptions. Taking Agbo, for instance, applying it, drinking it. And I'm going to name things. 7 keys, which is taken for measles and rash. We've lost children in our hospital because of the adverse cutaneous drug reactions that occur from that. So I think answering your question immediately, those are the things that are of, importance.
All right. Okay, let me start with you, Dr. Cole-Adeife. Social media, for obvious reasons, has helped enlighten people about various degrees of issues. But at the same time, a lot of people fear misconceptions because usually someone just pops up and says, okay, this is the latest. And today being skincare day, someone said that probably using sponge on your skin is probably damaging the enamels, and that over time you would have grated your skin, that it will cause you adverse issues over the years. And I'm like, this is a common practice here in Nigeria and in Africa, using different kind of sponges.
Right. Well, the truth is social media has its pros and cons. There are opportunities for people to be educated about their skin and several other things, but because it's unregulated, sometimes the information that comes out, some may be true and some may not be true. That being said, about the sponge issue, it's actually something I had posted about, on social media about in December, and it also sparked the outrage. The truth of the matter is, most of us tend to overdo it with the sponging. If you do want to, have a bath and use a sponge, It's not really advisable for the skin to do it every day or twice a day because, yes. So we as a dermatologist, I can confirm this. For some people, it's fine. And there's a cultural aspect to sponging. We're used to it. We've grown up with it. Most people can't do without it. Yes. But we over-scrub. Okay. And we, as a dermatologist, we see a lot of patients in the clinics coming with itching, with dry skin that is directly linked to too much over-exfoliation with the sponge, yes. And then some people are itching and they've tried everything and you just tell them, oh, try not to use your sponge. And it disappears and they're like shocked that, oh my goodness, you mean this was just the problem? So there are some people who have sensitive skin, who have dry skin, who have, blemish-prone skin that excessive exfoliation will damage their skin, and it is true. Some other people can use the sponge and they're fine. I would say moderation is key. Try not to, ideally 2 or 3 times a week is ideal. You don't need more than that. But if you feel that you don't feel clean without a sponge, use a soft washcloth.
Opens the pores so that all the sweat in the pores can actually...
Yeah, so what we do is just what we call exfoliation. Now, our skin actually exfoliates naturally, and that's why many people around the world don't use a sponge and they're fine. But if you do feel the need because of the climate, because of dirt, because of sweat, unless you're doing like manual labor or working in a gutter, you don't need to scrub your skin every day, like, you're trying to wash away your sins, which some people are like scrubbing. You can use a soft washcloth or a soft sponge. Those exfoliating sponges, they should be used to wash the bathtub and not the skin.
This is certainly going to be, people are thinking of what they've done throughout their childhood and saying, no, you want me to switch now, but it's all well and good. Thank you for that. Yeah. Coming back to you, Dr. Akinkugbe, what are some of the most prevalent skin conditions or issues that you see in Nigeria that are not peculiar to what you find in other countries?
Okay. Before I even answer that, I'd also like to say that over 3 billion people in the world have no access to dermatologists from skin problems. So that's how...
What's the number in Nigeria, since you're on that topic?
Off the top of my head, I would just say about more than half.
Half of the population.
More than half of our population.
Because in most African
So what's the percentage of the dermatologists that we have in Nigeria?
About between 150 to 170, 80 dermatologists. And it's growing.
Okay.
Yes.
But like I said earlier, the dermatologist is not your first point of call. So, but there's a lot of increased awareness. Like we have programs with the pharmacists, the nurses, everybody. And you find that they are now referring. And later on today, we'll also be having a webinar, for health workers, because they are the first port of call, actually. So we're trying to nip it in the bud, get in there, teach them about common skin conditions, the do's and the don'ts. Do you understand?
Yes.
So that at the end of the day, the patients get a better care, and then having a collaboration whereby they know where to find a dermatologist. All over Nigeria, that's going on. Creating awareness, that's all we can do.
Okay, back to the skin conditions that are most prevalent in Nigeria as opposed to what we see on the global.
Fungal infections, bacterial infections, then acne, and then you have a whole load. But fungal and bacterial infections are the most, because we are in the tropics, hot, moist environment, it's hot, people get more prone to it, and then the practices that they do thereafter. So it's just not being treated properly. That's all. So we need to educate the healthcare workers better, recognize it. It's not, that triple action cream is terrible because it's being used for absolutely everything. Yeah. Yeah. And then for people who bleach, you are stripping your skin of the normal protective mechanism that it has. You might have a small, little fungal infection, and we already do have, like you say, people say, I have staph, I have candida. You have staph, I have staph. You have candida, I have candida. So they come with their results and they tell you, doctor, I have staph. And they've been going from lab to lab, I have staph. So I quickly say, okay, I have staph too. So it is when it becomes over-colonized, when it is existing out of the normal environment, then it's a problem. And use of steroids does not help.
All right, okay. Since we're on the topic of bleaching, because if there's anything I know, is that we can't stop women from probably changing their skin tone. And it's a very hot button topic here in Nigeria. Is there a right way of doing it?
We don't encourage people to lighten their skin. As dermatologists, in the long run, skin bleaching always comes with a myriad of complications. The first 1 or 2 years, you may look good, but after that, it's from one thing to the other. And I always say that there's this post-bleaching syndrome, which is on the rise in our clinics. We see people with the side effects of bleaching. There are some skin lightening agents that are used for particular concerns, because as people of color, dark-skinned people, we tend to have hyperpigmentation, dark patches on parts of the body that, you know, people want to get rid of. And that usually is one of the things that makes people look for skin lightening agents. Oh, I have acne and I have spots, I want to get rid of the spots, or a part of my body is darker than the other. So as dermatologists, we treat those kind of concerns with skin lightening agents for a specified period of time, like a medication, so to speak. But if your skin is healthy, nothing is wrong with it, and you just want to change your tone to in a different tone for cosmetic purposes, typically it comes with its, you know, side effects and issues, and we don't encourage it. In Nigeria today, we have, you know, we said that we're like the bleaching capital of Africa, which is unfortunately quite true. But we see that a lot more people are, you know, becoming aware of the adverse effects of skin lightening, and that is gradually growing. And we have a lot more people coming out to say, oh, I've stopped bleaching, I'm embracing my natural, you know, color, original color, and, you know, that's moving. But yes, it's still a big challenge. As dermatologists, we cannot encourage bleaching in any way. We encourage people to have healthy skin. How do you have healthy skin? Eating healthy foods, fruits, vegetables, drinking lots of water, sun protection, using sunscreen when you need to go out in the sun, you know, because that also causes tanning. The reason why the parts of our body that are exposed to the sun are darker is because of sun exposure, the UV exposure. So sunscreens can help to manage that. And then, of course, using the right skincare products that will help to enhance your skin's natural color. So they brighten the skin, they make your skin look healthy. Other than that, the lightening, the bleaching, the toning, we are not party to that, and we always discourage it as from a professional perspective. And a lot of people don't realize that skin lightening agents are absorbed into the body in many times. So it's not just on the skin. We have people having internal organ damage or injury from skin lightening, and so that is also a concern. We don't know if there is a link between skin lightening and the wave of kidney failure we're having in the country today, but if we probably investigate it, we'll probably find that there is some association in some cases, you know, with that.
Fantastic. So little time, but so much has been learned. Don't bleach, don't over scrub like you're washing away your sins. Wear sunscreen, eat right, and accept your natural skin tone, your melanin. Yes. Melanin is fantastic anyway, so why do you want to change it?
Exactly.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ayesha Akinkugbe and Dr. Folakemi Cole-Adeife. It's been a pleasure having you both. Thank you for joining us here on this day.
Thank you.